At this point, we know the new problem our ideal customer has, what our solution for the problem is, plus how and with whom we are going to demonstrate our expertise to solve that problem. Then it's time to put it into words. Lately, we've noticed a growing trend of social media experts and gurus declaring that any product or service can basically be sold to anyone with any price, just if some magic words are used in some magical order, size and color. These often self-claimed social media advertising superstars promise that if you use some psychological tactics and clickbait-style sentence structures, you can get prospects to throw their money at you before they even know it. Please don't do that. Don't go for the quick buck by tricking people. Even if you might get some new quick sales, ultimately you're hurting your brand by building negative word of mouth of you using sleazy tactics and cheap tricks. Not only we strongly believe that every brand should be totally transparent and show their communities respect by honoring everyone's right to think their decisions over, especially when it comes to spending time and money, but also the modern consumer and the decision maker is smart enough to learn to avoid communication that use cheap psychological copy and clickbaits. Some of your competition still might use clickbaits and other degrading strategies. If that is still the case, then your brand can for a while really stand out from the competition by being respectful and real. Let's break this down. 1. Simply state the problem. For this campaign, we simply stated that to grow after the pandemic, brands need to look for new opportunities with fresh eyes. 2. Simply state the solution. For this campaign, it's 10 simple steps that a brand can start taking today. Simply tell how one can have the solution. For this campaign, it was simply by filling a quick form, and by choice, a free consultation meeting can also be booked with one of our specialists. That's really all there is to it. We did this, and this is how you can have it too, as Seth Godin put it. At the end, you will only be successful if you deliver value, so staying true to this mantra already with your marketing copy will be the first test to your product or service if it deserves to serve in the first place. Does this mean you can only use 3 sentences to communicate with your target audience? Of course not, quite the contrary. We'll talk more about how to structure your copy in your communication in greater detail in steps 6 and 7. But for creating the actual copy, we recommend building it in 4 layers. 1. Core messages: problem, solution, delivery. 2. Explanatory paragraphs, from 2 to 4 sentences explaining key point behind the one-liners. 3. In-depth stories, page long, including thought leadership and/or influencers, customer references, competitive advantages, how to attain the product or service, how the value is delivered, so on. And last but not least is the summary, that are simple steps or bullet points to summarize the key points. So after the longer text, there will be a simple summary to go through the key points. So you will actually get several layers of copy to be used across all your channels and through the entire customer journey. But you will also get a clear one-liner that also works in any channel or situation that will quickly get the attention of the right audience and explain what you're trying to help them with. This one-liner can also work well in your advertising campaigns. For the main one-liner, we really like Donald Miller's Building a Story Brand framework. So at this point, you should be able to put together the one-liner using Donald Miller's framework using content that you now have from answering the previous questions. Remember to check out the workbook where you'll find the layers and the one-liner process laid down with placeholders for your own team to start working on your copy. That brings us to the topic of who should do the copy. It very well can be you, your team, and possibly chosen influencers. You are the ones who understand your value proposition better than anyone else. But if you feel like writing is not your strong suit, or just don't want to put the hours into it, having a professional copywriter or an agency, like Norders, with you is just as smart. In the spirit of agile progression, writing down the copy, especially after completing the previous steps of this process, shouldn't take more than an afternoon or 2 with your own thoughts or your core team. Copy is not something magical that once you find the right one, all your problems will be solved. It's not something that you just have to wait for either. It's just like everything else in life. You keep coming up with terrible ideas, you keep testing them, you stay open-minded and curious, and a bit by bit it evolves into something better until the world changes again and we start over. So grab your paper and pen or hit the keyboard and simply start.